The Chiefs are still 1.5-point favorites. They opened at 1.5. It hasn't moved. If it moved, it's moved back. 48.5 over under. 14 of the last 24 Super Bowls, to our point from earlier, have featured the Chiefs or the Patriots. Good luck, other teams in the AFC. Ravens, Bills, Steelers, Bengals, although the Bengals made one. The Steelers have been and won. The Ravens have won one. The Bills, not so much. But it's just an amazing dominance in the NFC. AFC, not NFC. In the NFC, it's been more of a mixed bag. You have a hard time winning. It's been, other than, the Rams, the Bucks, and the Eagles the last 8 years. Other than that, it's been the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Here's the good part about that. If you are a gambler or if you are just a football fan who likes an entertaining product and you got nothing on it, you just want to watch a good game. With the Chiefs and Patriots involved in the Super Bowl, you know it's going to be a close game. Generally, they play close games. They don't blow people out. I guess the Chiefs got blown out in their one loss. They had some offensive line problems against Tom Brady's Buccaneers, but most of the time, the game is going to be around. It's going to be close in the fourth quarter. And with both teams, go to overtime. So I guess that's better for the fans, but it's more frustrating, Mike, for other coaches, general managers, and players, because it's not like back in the day. Back in the day, in the 80s, NFC would get to the Super Bowl. Whoever the AFC sacrificial lamb was, we knew what was going to happen. The game would be over by halftime. If it made it that far, NFC was just dominant, would just crush these AFC teams. And so I guess that's easier when you're a player. If that team is just so much better than you are, you say, well, we don't have a chance. I'm happy to be here. Great, we made it to the Super Bowl. In this case, they're better, but they just kind of slowly squeeze the life out of you, and you're like, what happened? We were so close. If this had happened, if that had happened, the officials, that spot, that fumble, that one thing. So they're the close win dynasties, not the just blow you out of the water dynasties.
Oh, and I'd have been thrilled by that news in the 70s as I was suffering through year after year of these suffocation blowouts. And they weren't always like 14-7 in Super Bowl VII, but you know what? I mean, there's no way that Washington was beating Miami that day. The only reason they got 7 was because of Garo Yepremian's misadventure with the ball and the great video of the ball bouncing around and him trying to figure out what to do with it. The Dolphins and the Vikings, that was never competitive. The Steelers and the Vikings 50 years ago, 16-6. It felt like 160-6. And we got flashes like with the Steelers and Cowboys in Super Bowl 13, Steelers and Rams in Super Bowl 14. They were more competitive than they'd been. Then we get into the 80s, and it's just boring again. It was really, I try to figure out when it turned. I'd like to think at Super Bowl 25, Giants-Bills, that was kind of we started to get, but then we had like all the other 3 games the Bills lost weren't great. I know it's at some point it flipped from expect a blowout and hope for a close game to expect a close game, and it's unlikely it'll be a blowout.
Yeah, I guess who stopped the streak? Was it the Broncos? The Broncos, the first one, like they won back-to-back. Was it the 97
right.
Broncos? So that's when it started to become interesting, and you couldn't just say, hey, AFC loss, NFC win. You could for many, many years. I can't believe that actually happened. That's a part of the Super Bowl history that we had a double-digit win streak from one conference. That just seems like it's from a completely different lifetime. But it happened when we were, there was color TV, there was air conditioning, it was from this era. So, but that won't happen again. It's just not that kind of league anymore.
Well, but the Super Bowl continued to grow and grow exponentially in popularity, even though the game itself was for many years not really all that great. 40 years ago, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Super Bowl 19. That was the most hyped Super Bowl that I could remember because, oh, wow, this is going to be good. And it was a blowout. And it was so disappointing. It's like, when is this ever going to change? And then next year, the Bears and the Patriots, when is this ever going to change? And I remember at halftime of Super Bowl 21 with the big effort, down 10-9 to the Broncos, thinking, hey, maybe this is going to be the exciting one. And then the Giants blow them away. Broncos up 10-0 in Super Bowl 22. Here comes Doug Williams in Washington, 35 points in the second quarter. So it just continued and continued. And now, fortunately, kids, be fortunate. Be happy. Consider yourselves lucky. More often than not, you get a good Super Bowl, even though at the end of the day, the Patriots or the Chiefs are going to find a way to win it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.